Shetani ashinde mfululizo. 5,000 types of lies.
The greatness of a nation.
To speak truth to power.
Hi guys, how are you today? Thank you so much for tuning in to Sikiliza TV. My name is Wilson Ochar and I'll be your political analyst for today. And in today's topic of conversation, I'd like us to talk about ODM's 2027 plan, which has been exposed by Governor Gladys Wanga, who revealed that there's a pre-election deal that they're seeking for with President William Ruto. And so many Kenyans have started asking, is ODM preparing to support President William Ruto in 2027? And what price are they demanding in return? And if you're watching this channel for the first time, make sure you hit that subscribe button so YouTube can notify you whenever we drop our latest political debrief. And to our loyal subscribers, thank you very much for tuning in, because without your support, this channel would not be where it is. And let's just watch this video of Governor Gladys Wanga's interview, and then we're going to return to break it down.
The broad-based government, which we as ODM are part of, now considers every part of this country. And I don't want to say that it is because of this arrangement, but I'm happy that in a broad-based government where we are, Lamu, as much as Wajir, as much as Homa Bay, or Kajiado will be carried along. And that was one of the most important fundamentals for Baba. Inclusion in economics. And he didn't say just include ODM areas only. No. He said, let every part of this country feel like they are Kenya, so that we are not in a situation where some parts of this country are left behind. So to answer your question, are we saying, oh, now we are getting roads because of this arrangement? What we are saying is, what we are seeing from the broad-based government is that no part of this country is left behind. And that is my view of the matter. Somebody else can challenge it.
But are you seeing it now that you are in the broad-based government, or you're part of the broad-based government? Because like I said, not too far along, you are fierce critique of it. But now, since you joined the two-term, sorry to say, but choir, development is going now. You're saying things are working. Is it now because you are part of it and not like no longer the opposition?
And I'm not part of any choir. That also I must clarify, because the ODM's positions on these issues is very clear. One, we are strengthening our party. Two, we want to get into structured negotiations for a pre-election agreement. Once we do that, pre-election coalition agreement, once we do that, then we can say, because we have agreed, we will support re-election. Now, we are supporting the broad-based government because we agreed to it.
Until 2027?
Until 2027.
Okay.
Until 2027.
All right. As you talk about that power brokerage, because that's what is happening, that there are people who are not just sitting in the room, Governor, and saying, okay, well, it seems as though ODM is the pretty girl that's being courted by everybody, but there are other girls who were in the room before that. And they're already saying, well, that's okay, ODM, you have your conversation, but we have been here. And that there are some things that we are not going to allow. This comes right front and center with the deputy president. And they have said it's not going to happen. It remains where it is. Party leader Dr. Oburu Oginga has said, we want power. And he said it. It's become sometimes the subject of jest, but he said it very clearly that we want it too. This pre-election agreement that you mentioned, speculation, again, is part of politics, whichever way we choose to look at it, that the optics play a big role here. And it's been said, there's something that Gladys Wanga may have been promised. There's an idea that she may be courting, that she could be a major power player in the next process. Does that affect anything? And we can call it deputy president. We can call it a powerful position in the next administration. If that were the case, do those things cross your mind? Do you flirt with that idea at all?
I think, let me say that as we go into pre-election coalition discussions, and this is not the first time ODM is getting into coalition politics. In 2013, we went with CORD. In 2017, we went with NASA. In 2022, we went with Azimio, and even now we are preparing ourselves for the next coalition. We are not looking for anybody's seat. We are just coming to the table and saying, ODM is the largest party south of Sahara and north of the Limpopo. Okay. We have membership from Vanga in Kwale to Todonyang in Turukana, from here Tana River to Nyatike Weto Rumundu. So we are coming to the table as a strong party. And when we come to the table, we will place our issues on the table, and we will say, this is what we are pushing for. We are pushing for issues. There are issues ODM has believed in. We are pushing for devolution. We are pushing for economic justice. We are pushing for human rights. These are things that must be foundation of a government that ODM is part of. Then we are pushing for power, because no political party is formed to sing in a church choir. Every political party is formed to capture power. In that case, we are not looking for anybody's position. When we come to 2027, all positions are vacant, including mine as governor. We all go to seek re-election. So there'll be nobody's position that we're seeking. We will just be looking for what would be our fair share as an equal partner with UDA on the table.
Will ODM field the presidential candidate in the 2027 election?
This is part of the discussions that we will have. We have three ways here. We are looking at this pre-election coalition agreement. If we have an agreement, fine. If we don't have an agreement there, we're looking at discussions with, because what our resolution is we will negotiate with like-minded parties, starting with UDA. Then we will, if there's no agreement, we hope there can be, we will go to other parties. If we don't agree with anybody, we will go our own route to the next election. So these three options are available to us. Is all this premised on interests of an individual or certain individuals? I must come very clear on that. I'm governor of Homa Bay, and I'm seeking re-election as governor of Homa Bay because I've just done my first term. God willing, I should be re-elected in the next term. But when we go to negotiate on the table for a movement of nearly 8 million people, we must negotiate fair. So that if we say the president is here and the deputy president is here for ODM, it will be for ODM, and ODM has processes for identifying who becomes that person, including an NDC. That NDC for the next election, which we have said before the end of the year, is the NDC that nominates the presidential candidate of the party. And if you are in a coalition agreement, the person nominated can now become the running mate. So is this about Gladys Wanga? No. I have a position. I am seeking, I'm working very hard. By the end, done huge transformation in Homa Bay. I think they will re-elect me by a very big percentage on that table. This is not about individuals. This is about a movement that has been built on blood, sweat over the years, that when we go onto any negotiating table, we must have what is a fair share for the movement, for the people. Their issues must be on that table.
Watu wengine wali misinterpret. Walisema ati mimi nilisema ati sisi hatutaki kiti cha deputy president. Hiyo kiti ya deputy president ndio tunalenga sana. Hiyo ndio tunalenga.
Mgozi wa kaunti ya Mombasa.
Yes.
Na jana umekuwa na Mheshimiwa Abdulswamad.
Yes.
Na juzi amekuwa na the former governor,
yes,
waziri wa mining,
yes,
Hassan Joho.
Yes.
Na wakasema kabisa kwamba wao kama watu wa pwani, yes, wanataka Ali Hassan Joho, yes, awe deputy president. Yes. So why is it kwamba wewe ukiulizwa wewe unapiga kona nyingi Mheshimiwa?
I think Joho is capable of taking that position. Mimi kwanza kitu nataka tufanye, the first thing I would like ni kwamba tukue kama chama, tuko kwa meza as an equal partner.
And we are going to negotiate hard. We are not going to leave anything out. Those who thought that we are not going to demand for deputy president, that is one of them. We must demand because it is not.
Hataki kuwe na mpwani, hawataki kijana ambaye kwamba aliyezaliwa katika umaskini na Mwenyezi Mungu akamuinua. Hawataki yule ambaye kwamba ako na experience. Yule mwingine wa Munyoro, angalieni, yule mwingine wa Munyoro alikuwa ni mbunge tu wa term moja. Hafla bin Vua nkuwa akawa ni deputy president. Simwamjua ule mwingine mkabila. Sisi candidate wetu amekuwa mbunge. Baada ya kuwa katika bunge akawa gavana. Kando kuwa katika gavana akawa ni deputy party leader wa chama kikubwa kabisa katika hii eneo cha ODM. Kando kuwa na hiyo akawa ni waziri. You have no better candidate for the position of deputy president in the year 2027 than Hassan Ali Joho. Hatuzungumzi eti. Miwani ni ya kusoma kwa mbali na waona ana kwa ana. Nisikizeni na tuangalieni macho kwa macho. Kwa yule ambaye kwamba ataona macho yetu ni ya kuhadaa. Nazungumza kwa niaba ya chama cha ODM. Tunaanza kuweka candidate.
Sasa, Your Excellency, under the framework now of ODM, under the framework of the broad base, tutahakikisha ya kwamba tumeleta watu wetu pamoja. Lakini nataka kusema hivi kama kiongozi ya ODM, ya kwamba ODM kama chama, you know there are only two national parties I see in Kenya, ODM and UDA. But ODM itasimamisha viongozi kutoka MCA paka deputy president. President ndio bado tunazungumza kwa sababu baba alikufa na alituacha kwa President William Ruto. Sasa hapo sijapata mtu ya kusimama bado. Hii watu wanarukaruka ndani ya town na kuna pale wanaweza enda atashinda asubuhi na mapema. Tutasimamisha kila pahali. Najua rafiki yangu Kato anasimama hapa. Nilikuwa na yeye na mkutano mbili. Nilikuwa na yeye na mkutano ngapi? Nilikuwa na shauri yeye ingia ODM. Sasa tuko broad base, hakuna haja wewe kukaa tu kwa UDA. Hata UDA ni chama yetu. Wacha tutaona vile tutapangana hapo. Tumekubaliana? Lakini sasa tutahakikisha ya kwamba serikali ya broad based na vyama ambayo ziko ndani ya broad based tutahakikisha ya kwamba ndio wametengeneza serikali ya 2027.
Kama atachukua wewe kama running mate, kazi yetu itakuwa rahisi sana. Presidential candidate ni mwizi. Running mate ni muuzaji wa madawa ya kulevya. Uchaguzi umeisha au hujaisha? So wewe nikwambie mtu ya madawa ya kulevya, instead of lecturing us, the Kikuyu community, be prepared next year in November. Tutapeleka wewe jela na kukushtaki kwa kuharibu watoto wetu.
Saa zingine unachagua mtu wa kukusaidia mwenye amesoma kukuliko. Alafu akifanya mambo mazuri wewe unapigiwa makofi. Sindio? Sijasema kitu. Huyo Mungu ananifanya si faya. Nasema tuendelee.
Yeah, guys, so from that video you can clearly see the big revelation in a powerful interview on KTN and Spice FM. Governor Gladys Wanga made a major political statement in that ODM is preparing for a pre-election agreement with President William Ruto ahead of 2027 general elections. But the key details are that the current cooperation is only temporary and that it runs up to 2027 and that after that everything changes. And ODM's position in government is that Governor Wanga confirmed what many suspected, is that ODM is fully part of the broad-based government, not partially, not indirectly, fully involved. And she defended this by saying it was necessary to stabilize the country and to ensure development reaches all regions. And the development debate that they discussed was the toughest question was that why should Kenyans celebrate development now when it's their right? And Governor Gladys Wanga responded that development should be for all, regardless of politics. However, she admitted that historically, some regions were marginalized, and according to her, the broad-based government is now correcting that imbalance. And the biggest takeaway is that is the pre-election deal that she discussed, and things got because it got the interview got serious from that point, and Governor Gladys Wanga revealed that ODM wants structured negotiations with President William Ruto, in that it includes a pre-election coalition agreement, and if that agreement happens, then ODM will support Ruto's re-election. And if it doesn't, ODM will field its own presidential candidate. And some of the trending theories that many Kenyans have formulated online is that the first theory is that ODM wants 50-50 power sharing. When they saw Governor Gladys Wanga requesting for equal partners, they seem to be arguing that this means that ODM wants 50-50 power sharing, and that ODM is pushing to becoming an equal partner means equal cabinet positions, equal principal secretary positions, and equal number of parastatals in control by ODM. And a full share of power. Some argued that these were Raila Odinga's demands, and they still remain. Guys, let me know in the comment section, what are your thoughts about this demand of equal partners? What does it mean? Does it mean 50-50 power sharing of cabinet positions, principal secretary positions, and parastatals? What is your interpretation of Governor Gladys Wanga's equal partner statement? Let me know in the comment section. The second theory that many Kenyans have formulated is that the demand of deputy president position, according to Governor Gladys Wanga, is that all positions will be vacant in 2027, and this has sparked the speculation that ODM wants the deputy president slot, and the names that have been fronted so far is Governor Gladys Wanga herself, which could explain why she was doing the interview to further explain and clarify any things that were not clear for the public. And then we also have Governor Ali Hassan Joho, which we've seen several statements by Governor Abdul Swamad claiming that they are rallying support behind former Governor Ali Hassan Joho to become the deputy president position. And then there are also other ODM heavyweights such as John Badi, who's currently serving as cabinet secretary. And meanwhile, former deputy president Rigathi Gachagua has already attacked Ali Hassan Joho publicly, which has raised political temperature even higher, which is kind of confirming that the president is considering either Ali Hassan Joho if DP Gachagua is with that intelligence and responding to it in public. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what are your thoughts about this demand for deputy president? Is it a viable demand? Will the president be able to meet this demand? Because we all know President William Ruto is favoring current deputy president Kithure Kindiki. We've seen him praising him, calling him smart and intelligent, and claiming that anything smart and intelligent that Deputy President Kithure Kindiki does goes back to him, and credit is given to him for choosing such a leader. And he's even thrown the phrase "Ni fire, see fire," which is the slogan popularly known by Deputy President Kithure Kindiki. Let me know about your thoughts. Will the president be able to meet this demand by ODM? And I'll appreciate your comments. The third theory many Kenyans have formulated is about zoning strategy, and ODM may demand the zoning, and which means that no UDA candidates in ODM strongholds and areas such as Nyanza, Coast, Northeastern. And the reason is meant to protect ODM's political base. But critics warn this could turn ODM into a regional party. Let me know about your thoughts in this zoning strategy. Do you believe if zoning is allowed, ODM will be able to consolidate its base and become still a strong party? And will they be able to deliver the strong numbers to President William Ruto's presidential campaign? Let me know in the comment section. We'll appreciate it. The fourth theory many Kenyans have formulated online is that there's an internal ODM survival plan, where Kenyans believe that these demands are about saving ODM itself, because without unity, the party risks internal collapse. For example, Coast Region may drift away without Joho being selected. As we've seen, many leaders from the coastal region have pushed for the candidature of former Governor Ali Hassan Joho, and should they not or get this promise or demand, then the consequence could be that the coastal region will drift away from the ODM support base. The third thing is that there'll be internal rivalries, could weaken the party. There's a theory where if Governor Gladys Wanga is selected, then the other ODM leaders will oppose, and there'll be internal wrangles. Let's say John Mbadi will raise issues against Gladys Wanga's selection. Likewise, vice versa, if John Mbadi is selected, Governor Gladys Wanga will raise issues, and it would continue the internal rivalries, and ODM will still continue being weakening every single day. And so let me know about your thoughts. Is this an internal ODM survival plan? And what is the strategy of ODM? Let me know in the comment section. The fifth theory is that the numbers game for Ruto, in that politics is about numbers, and Ruto's challenge is Mount Kenya support is not guaranteed. We all know after the battle of David Kiaraho of Aol Kalu MP, the speech by Rigathi Gachagua clearly showed that former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua commands a section of Mount Kenya, and so many Kenyans believe that Mount Kenya support is not guaranteed from that, and so ODM becomes a critical voting bloc for President William Ruto, but that support comes at a cost. Let me know about in the comment section, will ODM be able to produce and give President William Ruto the numbers to win his re-election? Let me know in the comment section. The sixth theory many Kenyans have formulated is the ODM succession politics, as they believe that this goes beyond 2027. Some supporters of ODM believe that ODM is positioning for 2032 power, and that if Ruto wins the ODM support, then ODM becomes central to the next presidency. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what are your thoughts? Is ODM taking its time to name the deputy president candidate because they want to make sure that the succession politics they will get it right after 2027? It's believed that should President William Ruto win the re-election, then ODM will take the credit for that, and this will give them leverage to negotiate with President William Ruto to back them in 2032. But should President William Ruto fail to win the re-election, then it means that the ODM will also fail, and it could jeopardize their chances of 2032, and that means they'll have to go back to the drawing board to redesign and re-strategize their plan for 2032. Let me know about your thoughts. What are your thoughts about this ODM succession politics? I'll appreciate it in the comment section. And other Kenyans have also stated that the president is in a dilemma because President Ruto now faces a serious political decision. One of the decision is stick with Professor Abraham Kithure Kindiki and secure Mount Kenya East votes, or bring in ODM and risk losing that support of Mount Kenya because you cannot satisfy both sides fully. This is political balancing act of 2027. Guys, let me know about your thoughts. Is the president in a dilemma today? We're choosing to decide whether to drop his current deputy president Kithure Kindiki and risk losing the support of Mount Kenya East, which seems to be the section of Mount Kenya that is still supporting President William Ruto, or should President William Ruto choose one of the ODM leaders, Governor Gladys Wanga, CS John Mbadi, and Senator Edwin Sifuna to be his running mate so as to secure the full support of ODM? Let me know in the comment section what is the president's best decision to make out of this dilemma. I'll appreciate the comment section, and I'm sure the government and the president himself will be able to see your comments and will be able to make a decision from it. So guys, comment, let me know what are your thoughts. I'll appreciate it. And yeah, lastly is this interview was not just talk. It has revealed ODM strategy. It has revealed their demands, and it has revealed their next move. And one thing is clear is the road to 2027 will be shaped by these pre-election negotiations and not just rallies. Guys, let me know what is likely to happen. Will ODM and UDA be able to achieve this pre-election agreement? Will the demands be met, or will they go separate ways? And so questions for you, my fellow viewers, is should ODM support President William Ruto in 2027? Let me know your thoughts. Should ODM support President William Ruto in 2027 elections? And the second question is a 50-50 power sharing deal realistic? Let me know in the comment section. Did Governor Gladys Wanga demand for 50-50 power sharing when she stated that she wants equal partnership? The other question is, who should be the deputy president for President William Ruto in 2027? Let me know in the comment section. Should the president continue with the current deputy president Kithure Kindiki, or should he choose another candidate from ODM? Let me know in the comment section. The other question is, should zoning be allowed in Kenyan politics? What are your thoughts? Do you support zoning? Should zoning be allowed in Kenyan politics? And the other question is, will Mount Kenya abandon President William Ruto? If you also watch my last videos, many Kenyans seems to be suggesting that the Mount Kenya have already abandoned Ruto, but others are claiming that President Ruto could still be commanding Mount Kenya East thanks to his deputy president Kithure Kindiki. But let me know what are your thoughts. Is Mount Kenya fully behind President William Ruto, or have they abandoned him? Let me know in the comment section. The other question is, can ODM survive internal divisions? Let me know, guys. What are your thoughts? Can ODM survive internal divisions or no? I'll appreciate your comments. And lastly, which county are you watching us from? If you watch this video up to this point, thank you so much. Like, share, subscribe to our channel. And remember, we don't just follow politics, we question it. And as usual, stay informed, stay critical, and stay tuned to Sikiliza TV. It has been my time. My name is Wilson Ochar. I've been your political analyst for today. Thank you so much for viewing this video up to this point. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.